Hi guys, and welcome back to another video from ET8 Wrestling Figs. I'm Luke, Etienne's dad. Now I just wanted to bring you this video to let you know how I would have booked Summerslam. And first things first, I wouldn't have put Shinsuke straight in the world title picture. I think you've got to kind of work your way up to the world title. I think that what I would have done is put Shinsuke. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like to see Shinsuke in the world title picture, which is fantastic. However, him coming up short against Jinder Mahal, which pretty much was clean. I know obviously there were a little bit of interruption from the Singh brothers, but he actually won clean. Jinder won clean, which is putting Jinder over. But what's happening to Shinsuke doesn't leave much left for him. I think this match would have cemented Shinsuke's career in WWE. AJ can work alongside anybody and make it good. Make the match good. This would have been a 5-star match. This could have even challenged the likes of Okada and Kenny Omega. This is the match that I want to see, and I think they could have brought it at SummerSlam, which is one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, or was meant to be one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year. I think this would have been an absolutely phenomenal match. And I'd have liked to see Shinsuke pick up the win here and become United States champion. I think this would have been an absolute epic match. I think this itself could have been the match of the night. This could have quite easily gone on for a good 30 or so minutes. In fact, forget that. But yeah, this could have definitely been match of the night without a shadow of a doubt. Put both over, both AJ and Shinsuke over, and I think that this in itself would have made the pay-per-view 100 times better, because whenever there's been a NXT takeover on at the same time as a WWE pay-per-view, I think pretty much every time over the last couple of years the takeover's been far better, much better. But I think this would have been a great match. Now obviously this is a tag team match for the Raw tag team titles. We've not yet got the Raw championships, so we're just using the classic, well, not the classic but the older ones, the general ones before they did the brand split. Now I think this match turned out the way pretty much everybody wanted it to turn out. Literally the only thing that I would have liked to have seen is for Gallows and Anderson, wherever he is, here he is, to make their presence known after the match. I think these guys have been brought in. I think they're a hot talent. I just think that they're being booked completely wrong. It's nice to see the club, or the Bullet Club, or whatever you want to call them, in the WWE. I just think that they're completely making a mess of how they're booking them right now. I'd have loved to have seen these guys come out at the end of the match when Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins have been having their hands raised, just to make the presence known, and then we could have gone into a bit of a Shield Bullet Club rivalry, or the club rivalry, or whatever you want to call them. So I think that would have been great, and it would have given Anderson and Gallows something to actually do. Because at the moment, I don't even think they turned up on the pre-show. I don't think they were in SummerSlam whatsoever. Well, I don't recall them being anyway. But I think this would have been absolutely fantastic to see them show up and maybe even just take out Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose at the end of the match, just to make the presence known and to put them in the title picture. Now this is the match for the World Championship that I would have liked to have seen, rather than Shinsuke and Jinder. Absolute massive fan of Shinsuke, so don't be thinking that, you know, I wouldn't like to see him eventually with the World Heavyweight title around his waist, because I certainly would. But I just think that this match would have been a better match. And I think that John Cena should have definitely, well, if this would have been the match, John Cena get the win, finally be a 17-time champ, and you know, eventually he'll lose it to some young guy that, you know, needs putting over. You know, even if it had been a case of John Cena beating Jinder Mahal to win the WWE Championship, and then Baron Corbin, if it had not already cashed in, coming and cashing in at the end of this match when John Cena's beat up. Once John Cena's beat up, taking advantage, cashing in, becoming world champion. I think that'd have been a good way to put Baron Corbin over as a strong heel. And John Cena would have been 17-time champion, which realistically, even though people say they hate Cena, that's what we want to see. You know, we're bored of Flair being 16-time world champ, having it the most, you know, he's old guy, you know, this is a long time ago. I'd much rather see John Cena supersede that and become champ. In fact, I'd have been happy for anybody to take the World Championship off Jingle My Balls. Really not a fan of Jinder Mahal at all. Really don't like what he's been doing with the championship and his reign. Yeah, really just not a fan in the slightest. So yeah, for me it'd have been John Cena picking up the win here. Now this was obviously the main event for the Universal Championship. I thought this was an absolute fantastic match. I don't think it really needs changing. The only thing I would have changed is the outcome. I would have had Brock Lesnar not come back and have Braun Strowman put him through the two announcers' tables, chuck the table over him, taken out by medical staff, and that be that. That way he could have lost the championship, which, bearing in mind, I think he's defended it twice in the time that he's had it, which is pretty much what, since I don't even recall, to be honest with you. I don't even recall when he won it. Was it at WrestleMania, something like that? Whatever. But he's barely defended the title. He's barely been on TV. He's barely shown up, which is absolutely ridiculous for the Universal Champion. I think the Universal Champion needs to be there every week. He needs to be making his presence known, and you're never going to get that from Brock Lesnar. So take him out of the equation. Don't bother. Leave him. I think I'd much rather have seen somebody else pick up the win, and I wouldn't like to see Paul Heyman go. I'd like to see Paul Heyman come and manage either Braun, or who I would actually like to see him manage is Samoa Joe. I'd love to see him manage Samoa Joe, get Samoa Joe to the top. And I think Paul Heyman could do that. Samoa Joe is not a big one for being on the mic. I suppose saying that, neither is Braun. So I think to have Paul Heyman in either one of their corners would work really well. But to be honest with you, I would prefer him to be in Samoa Joe's corner. And I think he could take Samoa Joe to the next level. And Joe eventually become the Universal Champion. However, having said that, what I would have liked to see is for Roman Reigns to pick up the win. Not because I'm the biggest fan of Roman Reigns, because I'd much preferred to see Braun Strowman be champ, However, I would like to have seen Roman become champ, Universal champ, with a little help from some friends. Now I think you know what we're talking about here. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. The Shield finally fully reuniting. The Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins being the Raw Tag Team Champs, and Roman Reigns being Universal Champ. Now obviously, having said that, there's somebody who never ever lost the championship. He never lost the Universal Championship. He just had to relinquish it. And that is my favourite, Finn Balor. Now, if we'd have seen this happen, so we see Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose come in, help Roman Reigns get the victory, I think it would have also made Roman Reigns a heel, which is what we all want to see, because this babyface act that they're trying to get over is just simply never going to get over. At least make him heel for a bit, and then when he starts getting some, a little bit of a push and a bit of a thing behind him, then maybe turn him face again in the very far future. But for now, he needs to be a heel. Now, what I'd like to see is for very end of the match, these guys are reuniting as the Shield. Now, Finn Balor comes in, music, lights go down, his music comes on, he comes in, runs down to the ring, followed by Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the Balor Club. Because that's what we all want to see, the Balor Club. We know these guys are good friends in real life. They've been teasing it for a while. I know they did a photo shoot. This is what we'd like to see. This is what I'd like to see. The Balor Club, Finn Balor, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows up against the Shield. Turn that into a rivalry. Finn could go into a rivalry with Roman for the WWE Universal Championship. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson go into a rivalry with Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose for the Raw Tag Team Champions. This would have been fantastic, in my opinion. And it would have been better than TakeOver. If it had gone this way, I think this would have been better than TakeOver. However, SummerSlam, in my opinion, yes, the final match was fantastic. The Hardy Boys got dropped to the pre-show. What's that all about? Everybody likes to see the Hardy Boys. That was crap, utter crap. And NXT TakeOver, especially with the arrival of Adam Cole, and the new faction that he's in now with, can't even remember the names. In fact, what are the names? Etienne, do you remember the names?
Bobby Fish and someone else.
Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. Where the hell's Leo Rush, by the way? They signed Leo Rush months ago. Where's he? When's he going to turn up? But anyway, yeah, so TakeOver was much, much better than SummerSlam. And if this had have happened, I think this would have definitely shown as the better brand. And just, made the event much, much better. And set up rivalries for months and months to come. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Again, make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more videos. Guys, thank you, and bye-bye.